Hi, everybody. Welcome to Queers and Soaps. I'm Tommy, and today I'm joined by Angel and Eric.
Dirty Mimi.
Hi, I'm not going to laugh this time.
Today we are discussing once again the Last Blast teens from Days of Our Lives. We watched another few weeks worth of clips, so I'll roll the credits and we'll get right into it. So I didn't edit these. I actually found this edit for us to watch, and there are definitely things missing because it's not how I would have edited it. Like the whole resolution to Nancy and Craig, clearly they made up. And there was scenes where Philip almost got hit by a car at Salem Place because they were throwing a football, and Chloe pushed him out of the way, saved his life. Little scenes like that kind of build up to their relationship. I think Chloe and Belle had a sleepover. Which is why where we pick up, they're like, I'm so exhausted after talking all night because they had their sleepover, which was not in the edit. Things I would have added.
Who edited these? Maybe they were missing those episodes, this person. You know?
Well, thankfully I've watched this multiple times, so I know what happened. So at school, everybody is talking about the Last Blast. Jan and Jason are still kind of taunting Philip and Sean about who's going to ask schoolgirls to the Last Blast, aka Chloe. They go into class because the bell rings, but Chloe forgot a book, so she runs back to her locker. And Mimi, who had been lurking behind the lockers because she came to school unshowered, was waiting for everybody to go to class, so she gets to the gym to take a shower. She brushes past Chloe, and Chloe's just and people think I'm weird.
Yeah, I like that.
Chloe ends up following her after school to, I guess, the bad part of town. And Mimi is trying to sell things for money.
You want to download a car? That's what it's giving me.
She what?
So in the late 90s when pirating was a big thing.
Mm-hmm.
They had this PSA called you want to download it was you want to download the car, you want to download the DVD, all the stuff all with piracy and stuff like that. That's what it was giving me.
Oh, I don't remember those.
Oh, look them up. It's funny. The whole time I was like, this looks like the same thing as you want to download a car.
Okay. That was funny. It was the heavy metal music montage of all this stuff.
Yeah, the cameras are.
I totally forgot this. I did not watch it. I did watch it multiple times at that time, but I didn't remember. It was 25 years ago.
Yeah, I forgot all about the homeless arc.
I did too.
I forgot all about it because I know that introduces Mimi's little brother and Bonnie.
Yeah, but
I thought they were. I thought they were in a trailer. I thought they were in a trailer, but they weren't.
They kind of forget about this once Judy Evans takes over as Bonnie, or becomes Bonnie, because originally Mimi's mom is Maureen.
Right.
And at one point, very, very briefly, for a week, Robin Riker plays her.
Yeah. Yep, I remember that.
But anyway, so Mimi. So during this whole rock music montage of her trying to sell things in the bad part of town, she's showing a book to a guy, and he grabs it, pushes her, and runs with it. It looked like she was showing him a yearbook.
It probably.
It's my class.
Yeah.
And she runs after him, and Chloe's just spying on her from every angle. She's on rooftops. She's she's in fire escapes.
So funny.
She's in trees. She's in bushes.
I seriously was dying. I'm like, I totally forgot about all this, but when I did see it, it came back. I was like, wow, back to you. So funny. It did. I was like, I totally forgot about that.
So then Chloe reveals herself to Mimi, and Mimi's flipping out, and they get into a little tussle, and Mimi gets the upper hand, and she picks up like a pipe or something, like she's gonna Chloe's head in, and she's like, "If you say anything, I'll kill you."
I said she picked up like a lead pipe. I'm like, what? Girl.
Meanwhile, Bo and Hope want to get married before the baby's born, so they just want to do like a quickie wedding. They're only telling Sean Douglas because they want him to be there. But Doug, Julie, and Alice show up to the house as they're like headed out to go get married.
Oops. Like, what you doing?
And Sean Douglas almost blows it because he's coming down the stairs not knowing that anybody's there. It's like, who's ready to tie the knot? And Alice, Doug, and Julie are like, say what now?
Tie what knot?
And they try to play it off like Sean doesn't know how to tie a knot in his tie.
Yeah.
But also nobody questions why they're getting so dressed up.
Yeah.
I mean, I would have played it off like, oh, we're just going to a fancy restaurant.
Yeah, right.
Which I think they do. I think they actually say we're going to the Penthouse Grill because there's like a discrepancy. They both don't know where they're going, and Hope tries to play it off as pregnancy brain. But I think they do say they're going out to dinner. But then Hope starts to have contractions, and at first sounds like it's like, is it that Braxton thingy?
Braxton Hickey Hicks.
Zach's coming.
He's coming.
But she's in labor, so they bring her to the hospital. But also Lexi's baby that she's adopting is born. I have actually never seen that part of the story, like Margot. Because
Marlo.
Oh, Marlo.
Marlo.
Like Marlo Thomas, you know.
Marlo. Okay.
I love Marlo.
I love her
She's
too.
the best. She's great.
I've only ever seen the scene where Chloe hears her talking to the nurse about, I don't want to see my baby. I hate my baby. Keep my baby away from me.
Which we saw.
That's the only scene I've ever seen of her alive. She's always been dead or floating under the docks with a can in her hand. That leads to
she was on for about a year. She was on for about a year. She was great.
Yeah.
She was always involved with Dr. Rolfe and all that. And,
I think she's Rolfe's niece.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. And she was with Glenn because he's the biological father, right?
Yeah.
And then Barb is the blonde, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
That was Tamara Clatterbuck, right?
Yeah, was she on Young and the Restless?
Yes.
Yep.
Okay.
Cassie Mariah's mom.
Right. Okay.
Well, adoptive mom.
Adopted. Yeah.
Right. They're tricky like that Y&R.
So yeah, was anybody else, because we're watching Sheila Carter for Young and the Restless, having flashbacks of the baby switch because Zach and JT were born at the same time?
Yep.
The last time I edited this, I saw Stefano disguised as a doctor. He had like a mask on. And Rolf also.
The master of disguises, that Stefano.
Yep.
I think it may have been when she was having Braxton Hicks. He thought like it was time for the baby to be born.
Yeah.
So Chloe goes to see Nancy and Craig in their office, or Craig's office. And they apparently had already made the announcement that Chloe was Nancy's biological daughter. And they're thinking that maybe that'll make a difference as far as her being bullied at school.
Nah, it doesn't.
Yeah.
They'll figure out a way. They'll say, oh, she's...
At this point, her and Craig have like a rapport. They're very sarcastic and playful with each other. But they were kind of like that leading up to everything coming out. And Nancy's kind of jealous. She tries to do the same thing, and Chloe's just like, "Why are you talking to me? Like, don't even look at
me." Even after Craig's like, "Be nice to your mom," she's like, "No."
She's like, "I just don't understand how you could be like cool with Craig, but not me." And she's like, "Oh, you always make this about you."
Yeah.
God, Nancy.
That was great. I forgot what a goody two shoes Belle was. she's like bringing her breakfast to Marlena and John, and I'm like, I forgot what a nerd she was.
Right, but she's supposed to be the most popular girl in
Yeah,
school.
how is she popular though?
Yeah, right.
Because she's pretty and blonde. That's why.
Yes, that's why.
And she's
Exactly what
she's
it
so
is.
thoughtful, and she's great.
And she's rich, obviously, because John and
Mhm.
Marlena. And
Right.
she's a cheerleader. That's why.
You never see her cheer.
No, we only ever see them every once in a while. We'll see her in her cheerleading outfit, but we never actually see her cheer. So throughout this, Sean and Philip are still playing games. I guess it's not specific to .com video games because at the end they're playing video games at Sean's house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess the baby can't come home yet. Now this is when the baby switch happened because didn't JT have fetal alcohol syndrome?
Yep.
Mhm.
So that's probably why he's not home yet because they're probably dealing with that.
Mm-hmm.
What else happened? Oh, so Chloe tells Belle that she thinks she knows what's wrong with Mimi, and she thinks that it's drugs.
Yeah.
And Belle's like, "How could Mimi be on drugs? Like, how could this happen? not any like specific drug, just drugs.
She
She's
just
doing
went
all the drugs."
Yeah, I put Chloe seems to be an expert on junkies.
Right.
She's like, I know
Well,
people that done
hey,
drugs
look.
and
Hey, look, it was 1999, and she would have been young enough to watch all those PSAs during the ABC weekend specials. Drugs, drugs, drugs.
But also,
G. Readmore.
But also, Chloe's been in foster care, so you know she's seen everything.
Yeah, that too.
That's true. That's true. That
She
is
knows
correct.
a junkie when she sees one.
She does.
It's ridiculous. So we're to believe that Mimi needed to take a shower in the gym, but later on we see her in a room that I would assume is her house, maybe a motel, doing her makeup. Like quickly, she's like, "It's not my color," but she puts like lipstick on, so it looks messy. I'm like, "There's no shower there."
Yeah.
Unless their water was cut off because they can't pay the bills.
Yeah.
Probably.
That she was sleeping in park benches.
Right. Like, if you have a room, why are you sleeping on a park bench?
Yeah.
So remember when Mimi went to sell silver or something to those guys? Did you notice the one guy? He was on
Chad
General
Brandon.
Hospital.
Yeah.
Yeah. Chad Brandon.
Xander.
I feel like he pops up again because I do remember him being on this, but I didn't remember that scene.
He was only in a few episodes.
He might be in a few episodes, yeah.
Yeah.
I think he joined General Hospital in 2000, didn't he? Or 2001? Like,
yeah, it was shortly after. Yeah.
Yeah, he was a recast, I think.
But I always remember because it happened so quickly or around the same time. When Chloe's shopping for her dress for the last blast, Gia from General Hospital is one of the store workers. And like a month or two later, she was on General Hospital as Gia. I was like, wait, I just saw you on Days.
They all started on Days for a couple of minutes.
Right, even Steve Burton in the 80s.
Yeah, right.
Wally Kurth.
Yeah.
So because of everything going on with the baby, Bo has to cancel the ski trip with Sean, which means Sean will be around for the last blast, which pleases Philip because he thinks he's going to win, and Sean will have to ask Chloe to dance. So I guess because of the baby and everything going on, Sean missed a few classes, and Chloe is helping him study. For Trig at the pub, and we see what's her name? Caroline. Yeah, I wanted to call her Grandma Brady, but I'm like, she has a name. Caroline.
Grandma Brady.
I always refer to Sean as Grandpa Sean.
To differentiate between the two Seans, that's why.
Right. And Sean Douglas. And she brings them food and says it's on the house. And Chloe's like, no, I can't do that. And she's like, tell you what. She's like, why don't you sing for your dinner? And I thought about you, Angel, because you're just like, what?
Okay, so I want to make this clear. I didn't mind this because this was set up. It was a part of the plot.
Okay.
This and that.
It wasn't just
undiegetic when it's not when it's just them frolicking around the park singing, where you can just like take away the music and then it's just them going la la la. Like if you ever see the High School Musical edits where they just sing and it's there's no music underneath of it, that's where it gets on my nerves.
Okay. So you don't like random outbursts.
I think because I'm not a Brady and Chloe fan,
mm-hmm.
maybe that has a lot to do with it, but I know there are a lot of Brady and Chloe fans. I'm sorry, I'm Philip and Chloe all the way.
I love the song she sings, Poor Wandering One. It was in Hand That Rocks the Cradle.
Oh, really?
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
When she was singing it, because I know like her specialty is opera, mm-hmm. I was like, this feels more like a theater song than an opera song.
What, Poor Wandering One? No, yeah. that's a theater song.
That's what I'm saying.
No, I meant it's an opera. I'm sorry, yeah.
Oh,
yeah, really? I forget the opera. I want to say like Pirates of Penzance, but I'm not 100% sure.
I don't know my opera, so I couldn't tell you.
Yeah, I only know musicals.
Check out some opera. It's great.
The only opera I know is La Boheme, which is Rent.
Which is
right. So Belle and Philip are outside because I guess Belle was like, oh, I'll help Sean study, but like Chloe got to him first. And she's a little bit jealous because Sean, Douglas, and Belle are at that point where they're acting like they don't like each other. Like, ew, gross, you're a boy, you're a girl. Even though Belle wants him to ask her to the last class, as we saw last time.
Yeah.
Also, Belle got a haircut in between scenes. Her hair really like shoulder length.
It happened.
So Philip's basically like, he's not taunting her, but he's just like, oh, they seem to like each other. They're getting along really good. And I'm like, oh, I forgot that like the Belle, Sean, Philip triangle goes back this far.
Yeah, that's right. Yep.
It's like it's almost like once he fell in love with Chloe, that kind of derailed that. But then when Chloe chose Brady, like they went back to it.
Yeah.
So Belle gets jealous, especially after the singing, because Sean and Chloe hug and she's smiling. Like Chloe doesn't smile.
Yeah. True. She's always miserable.
And later we see Belle in her bedroom. I miss that bedroom set.
Yeah.
It just reminds me of the high school days.
It does.
I just miss the penthouse. I love that penthouse.
Oh, the penthouse.
So she can't help herself. She has to call Chloe and be like, what was going on tonight? I know you like Sean, you're a liar.
That was a really cute moment, though. I like that.
Mm-hmm.
It escalated and then de-escalated, and it was like, we're best friends. We should go to the dance together.
She's like, you're my only friend, so I guess you're my best friend. I'm like, right? Oh,
by default.
Yeah.
So I've always actually been intrigued. Like, don't get me wrong, love Philip and Chloe, OTP, always want them. But I don't mind side relationships if we circle back to my main. And they always teased it, but they never went there. So like Sean and Chloe, like this scene. Like I feel like it was like a chem testing situation.
Yeah.
But even their very last blast, Sean and Chloe went together because Belle and Sean were broken up. It was like a whole plan to get them back together. I think Philip took Belle. It was like, and then Sean and Chloe went, Belle and Philip went, and it was like a switch partner situation. And I felt like they looked good together there. And then when Chloe came back in the later 2000s, when it was Brandon Beamer, Belle and Sean had split up because Sean had found out about the affair with Philip, and Philip was using Chloe. He was like, get close to Sean to kind of make Belle jealous so that she would go more towards Philip.
And then Brandon Beamer and Nadia Bjorlin were together in real life.
I feel like there's been moments where they've teased it, and I've always been like, huh, I would not be mad if this happened. Just like I kind of was into Sean and Mimi when that was going on. I was like,
Shimmy.
I like the mix up.
Like Shimmy.
Yeah, I like mix up too. It's just questioned. Was Mimi on before this, or when did she come on? How did she come on? Just as a friend of Belle, right?
Yeah, but she was on very early on. Like they had an actress play Mimi for like the first month. Like she came on.
Remember there was
like,
another
after
one.
Belle.
Right.
And it was a different actress. And then Farrah came on in September, like a month later, and she was on the whole time.
So when did they come on? 98 or 99?
Belle came on in August of Belle and Mimi came on in August of 99, technically. Farrah came in September of 99.
Okay.
Sean came in October. Everybody else came in November, December.
So what are we in? What year?
We are in 2000. We're in either late May or early June.
Okay.
Yeah,
I was just trying to place it.
Closing in on the dance. We're getting there.
Watching in all these years, like I just forget what year is what.
Yeah, because there was a winter dance, wasn't there? And it was and it got retconned as the first Last Blast dance.
Yeah, in November they had a dance. It was with the original Philip.
Oh right.
And it was like a 70s themed dance where Belle and Sean danced to like Saturday Night Fever or something, the Bee Gees and all that. That's why they're very triggered whenever they hear the Bee Gees, because it makes them have flashbacks to that first dance. Which was retconned to be a Last Blast, but it wasn't.
But it wasn't. Yeah.
It was a First Blast.
Fall Blast.
So the phone call with Belle and Chloe.
Yeah.
Chloe even kind of pushes her. She's like, "Are you jealous because you want to be with Sean?" And Belle's like, "Ew, no, why? Ew, I don't even like him."
Yeah, right.
She's like, "I just feel like you're very shy and timid around everybody else, but then you put on like you're very happy around Sean. Like you love him, you want to be with him." And Chloe's like, "No, we're just friends."
No.
Because she has no other friends. She only has Belle, and then Mimi's nasty to her, and so are Jen and Jason.
So I don't know if I wasn't paying attention or I just couldn't hear properly, but the scene with Chad Brannon, were they trying to get Mimi to basically prostitute herself?
Yeah.
They were trying to pimp her out.
Okay, I wasn't sure if they were trying to do that or get her to sell drugs. I was like, it's one of the two, and she freaked out.
Yeah, she's like, "No, I wouldn't do that. No."
But she freaked out enough that she freaked out enough that they were actually afraid of her, and she didn't even have a weapon. I felt like she was just like, "I will fight you."
Yeah, that was weird.
It's funny because last time I was like, Chloe could kick Jan's ass because I've seen it. I've seen her pin Jan down and put a rat in her face.
Yeah.
Right.
But Mimi could kick Chloe's ass, obviously.
Yeah, she could hold her own.
Yeah.
Which is why I never understood why Mimi cowered to Jan, because Mimi could kick Jan's ass.
Yeah, right.
Also, there was a weird line that I was like, this is not accurate. I guess it was when Jan bumped into Chloe and made her drop her papers all over the floor in school and like was bullying her. And Belle was like, "I'm sorry, Chloe. I don't know why Jan did that. She's usually always such a sweetheart." I was like, "Is she?"
Where?
I was like, "That's not true."
Right. She's been an asshole since day one.
Right. I'm like, maybe in kindergarten.
Yeah.
Yeah, because didn't she say a line like, "Oh, all my friends are usually so sweet," but I forget what she said. Now they're acting like monsters or something. I forget what it was.
Yeah, you, because you're the most popular girl in school.
Right.
Now you're witnessing them bully somebody that they deem lower than them in the high school hierarchy. So
right.
They've always been trash. Like they just never saw it. Saw it.
Yeah, right.
Saw it.
It's funny.
Yeah, so basically we ended it with Sean and Philip having their tournament at his house. That was pretty much it, right?
The game that they played in like 30 seconds, and then he's like, "Oh, I won!" I'm like,
Right.
what a good game. I did make another note. We had an actual song, "Everything You Want" song. I forget who sings it.
Yes.
Vertical Horizon.
Yeah, it's Vertical Horizon. Yeah, I was like, "Oh, a real song."
It's everything you need.
I knew the lyrics. I did not know the name of the song though, and I didn't know who sang it. But
because
I'm like,
they just the retro Twitter account just posted that it was a few days ago, like that the anniversary of it being released came out. I think.
Oh, that's funny.
That's how I know who it's by.
Okay.
Well, happy anniversary, Vertical Horizon.
Yeah.
On your on your one-hit wonder.
Right. Do you remember that song "She's So High"? That was
yes, She's So High.
Yeah. They use that in everything. I think they use that to promote the Jennifer Love Hewitt Party of Five spinoff.
I think they used it very recently on a commercial that I ran into.
Oh.
Very recently, like within the last year.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That was a bop. I liked it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even though it was about drugs.
Well.
But then the music video was just her doing a tightrope walk.
Oh, it probably was about drugs.
It probably was about drugs.
There's so many songs that we sang as kids that we didn't really know what we were saying.
No.
I mean, look at that Harry Styles song. That's about, the Watermelon High, Watermelon Sugar High.
Yeah.
Wow,
Cake by the Ocean.
I love Cake by the
Ocean. Right? But they dirty. Them boys dirty.
When that song first came out, I never got to do it, but back then I said to my best friend, I was like, I literally just want you to take a picture of me with a piece of cake by the ocean.
You gotta find that picture and post it. Was it a profile pic? No.
No, it never happened because I never got a piece of cake.
No.
We'll make it happen.
Oh, we'll make it happen.
Throwback. Anyway, we're going off the rails. Anything else about these teens before we wrap it up?
No. I'm excited to see more. I love going back to these because I haven't watched it in so long, so it's fun to watch.
Yeah, and I feel like it's characters that we know better, so it's like, it's more nostalgic.
But now I want to watch everything. I want to see like the Princess Gina and Bo stuff and all.
I don't.
No, I don't want to see Swamp Girl. No, not happening.
I love Princess Gina and Swamp Girl. You guys are crazy.
Because I saw a clip yesterday and it gave me like vibes of like when Eve was reintroduced, and I'm like, no.
I liked parts of the Princess Gina storyline. I liked Gina pretending to be Hope. I liked it all the way up to when she shot Sean Douglas at the Penthouse Grill. But then once it was just like Hope being locked in that castle with Stefano, it just dragged on for so long. I didn't care anymore. And I don't like Greta. I hate Greta.
I did like the coronation.
I love the coronation.
That was good. That was fun.
Yeah. Well, that was cool because they got like well-known actors from other soaps. So that was cool.
That was cool.
Just got canceled.
Isla Christopher was there.
Isla Christopher. Yep, he was.
What's her name? The actress
Victoria Wyndham was there.
Oh, yes.
From Another World.
What's her name? Leslie Ann Down was there.
Mm-hmm.
Ian Buchanan was there.
Mm-hmm.
Which is funny because he came back in 2011 or 12 as a different character.
Well, so did Tyler Christopher.
Oh, true. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I didn't even think of that. It's funny.
Yeah, because when he first came on to Days, they kept posting like screenshots. Like the first time he was on Days.
Yeah, I've always loved all of Days. I told you guys, I'm all in with Days, so I love everything. I do.
All right. Well, if you're watching this, you may have noticed that our Venmo is listed at the bottom of the screen. So if you feel like donating something to help us out with production of the podcast, we're at Queers and Soaps. And as always, you can find us on all the socials at Queers and Soaps. And until next time, have a great day. Bye.
Bye.